Hello everyone, Sandra here. So in today's video I want to give my predictions for the weapon banners for patch 2.1. Now the reason I'm saying in the title that you want to save your primal gems is I believe that for 2.1, like what they did in 1.3, all 4 of the rate up banners will all be solid tier banners, so even if you do not get the rate up of your choice, the secondary rate up option will still be very good. So let me explain my reasoning first. So the reason because of that is 2.1 is the anniversary, while 1.3 was the Lantern Rite, which is basically the Chinese New Year. And on top of that, 2.1 has the festival of Moon Chase, which is Lunar Festival, and Lunar Festival is like almost the second biggest festival within Chinese tradition, so they should also be celebrating it like that. And on top of that, Chinese National Day is October the 1st, which is like around the middle of the patch. So with all of these added, I believe it gives them enough reason to add 2 good weapon banners into the weapon banners to promote sales. Now moving on to the reasonings on my predictions. Before I start my predictions, I just want to explain one very quick trend that I found out recently that I never knew existed, but it has been a trend that was kept up since patch 1.4, and I believe there is no reason to believe that they will ignore this trend for this patch. So this gives very easily for us to know which weapon types they will be upgrading next. So the trend is basically for one of the 2 rate up weapons, they will repeat one of the 2 weapon types in the next banner. So let me explain very quickly. For Venti's banner, it was Skyward Sword and Elegy for the End. Elegy for the End is a bow type, which got repeated with another bow on Child's banner, which is Skyward Harp. The other weapon on Child's banner is Lost Prayer to the Sacred Winds, which is Callus type, which got repeated in the form of Memory of Dust, another Callus weapon on Zhongli's banner. The second one on Zhongli's banner is Summon Shaper, which is a single-hand sword, got repeated in the form of Killer Favonia on Eula's banner. And then I'll just go through the rest really fast. Broken Songs of Broken Spines on Eula's banner, Claymore got repeated with Skyward Pride on Klee's banner. Then Lost Prayer to the Sacred Winds again on Klee's banner, Callus type got repeated with Skyward Atlas on Kazuha's banner. Kazuha's own sword, Freedom Sworn, got repeated with Mist Splitter Reforge on Ayaka's banner, and this is where they kind of broke the rule and repeated with the 2 weapons of the same type 3 times in a row, but still the rule applies. So Mist Splitter Reforge on Ayaka's banner got repeated again with single hand sword, going back to Skyward Sword on Yoimiya's banner. So that leaves the Baal's banner very easy to predict. Again, I am assuming that Baal and Kokomi is rated up for 2.1. I have explained that multiple times in previous videos, so I won't go too much into here. So regarding Baal's case, Yoimiya already had the 3rd rate up of the single hand sword, makes no sense for them to rate up another single hand sword. Plus on top of that, anything other than Jade Cutter has been rated up already, and then it's not been too long since Jade Cutter's release, so I don't think they're bringing it back as early yet. And of course, with that said, Jade Cutter could be the secondary option, but my guess is that going to be, since Baal is going to be a polearm user, and the other weapon that Yoimiya's banner had, other than the single-hand sword, is of course Yoimiya's bow, Sundering Pulse. So my guess is that this banner will either involve, of course, the Jade Cutter, but the more likely option is for one between Skyward Harp and Amos Bow. Elegy for the End won't be rated up because it's not a good weapon in general, and as I've said here, this is probably the time for them to basically rate up all the good weapons. Between Skyward Harp and Amos Bow looks more likely because of the timing. However, they have rated up basically the entire Skyward set so far. Basically on Yoimiya's banner, Skyward Sword on Ayaka's banner, Skyward Spine on Kazuha's banner, Skyward Atlas, and on Klee's banner, Skyward Pride, so there is Skyward Harp left. So both of these have very strong arguments, which is why I'm saying both of them are very likely. And if they don't hit any of the 2 bows, then my other guess is Jade Cutter. Moving on to Kokomi's banner. So Kokomi herself is a Callus user, so it is reasonable to believe that they will make a new Callus for Kokomi. Wink wink, if you already know the Callus, then please don't leave in the comments below. But yeah, they will make a new Callus for Kokomi, and on top of that, the other weapon that should get rated up is either going to be a bow or a polearm. And given the previous status of them never doing that 3 rate ups of the same weapon type in a row except Kazuha, Ayaka, and Yoimiya, it makes sense that they will be instead rating up a polearm weapon. And for polearm weapons, there are actually quite a few good choices. Staff of Homeless, of course, is a good choice, but again, it could be a strong choice, but it's the latest rate up polearm other than, of course, Skyward Spine, so I don't believe it's going to be there. And also that seems a little too early. They might as well save it for Hu Tao rerun sometime later this year. But Staff of Homa could be considered, and the other two options is between Jade Wind Spear and Vortex Vanquisher. Vortex Vanquisher can be rated up because it is Zhongli's lore weapon, and Moon Chase is kind of going back to Luya, so that is reasonable. Jade Wind Spear will be arguably the better weapon to get rated up, and being Xiao's weapon and pretty much any field standing polearm DPS can use it, it could also be another very good weapon. So that's my predictions for patch 2.1. Basically, for Baal's banner, we're looking at Baal's polearm plus a choice between either Skyward Harp or Almost Bow, and if none of those two, then we're looking at Jade Cutter. And for Kokomi's banner, it's going to be Kokomi's Catalyst plus a one between Staff of Homa, Vortex Vanquisher, and Primordial Jade Wind Spear. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. Thank you and have a nice day.